All right, what's up guys? This is Robert Wilson, Pensacola's #1 real estate agent. And in this video right here, we are gonna be breaking down the Perdido area. We're gonna be going over the what, the where, the when, the why, the how, as all of these questions pertain to the Perdido area. So if you're thinking about moving to the Pensacola area and you've been kind of checking out the Perdido area, then you're definitely gonna wanna watch this video because I think after watching it, I think you should be able to decide or tell yourself whether or not you might be able to see yourself living in the Perdido area. And real quick, if this is your first time stumbling across any of my videos, let me introduce myself real quick. My name is Robert Wilson. Like I mentioned, I am Pensacola's #1 real estate agent. And if you're thinking about moving to the area and you end up seeing a house out there in the market that you like, or maybe want to send somebody over there to do a video of it, or you want to go ahead and put an offer in on the property, please reach out to me. I would love to be your agent. All of my contact information can be found in the comment section below this video, as well as in the description box below the video. And so with all that being said, let's go ahead and dive into the video. All right, so let's go ahead and start off with the what and the where regarding Perdido. So what is Perdido? Perdido is an unincorporated community located in Escambia County's westernmost edge. Like, it is literally on the border of Florida and Alabama. The Perdido area is located to the west of Warrenton and to the south of the Beulah area. One thing that I definitely want to point out about the Perdido area, and it's something that I think most out-of-towners don't really realize, including myself when I first moved here, but Pensacola, we actually have two beaches. Of course, we have Pensacola Beach, but also there's Perdido Key Beach as well. Pensacola Beach is going to be the beach that most residents who live on the eastern side of town go to, and the Perdido Beach is going to be the beach that most residents go to if they live on the western side of town, especially if they live to the west of the Warrenton area. If you live in the Warrenton area in the Aero Vista or Navy Point neighborhood, going to Pensacola Beach is definitely an option for you, because really all you have to do is hop over Barrancas Avenue, you're in downtown, hit Government Street / Main Street, jump on Bayfront Parkway, and then you're heading out to the beach. But if you live a little bit further down Gulf Beach Highway, past Navy Boulevard, it just becomes a little bit farther of a drive and a journey for you. And it makes a little bit more sense in my mind for you to go to the Perdido Key Beach, simply because it's just a shorter trip. So if you're wanting to move to the Pensacola area and you are wanting to spend a lot of time at the beach, I would definitely recommend the Perdido area to you. Another thing that Perdido is known for having is the back gate to NAS Pensacola. The front gate to NAS Pensacola is going to be located in the Warrenton area right here off of Navy Boulevard, but the back gate is located right here off Blue Angel Parkway in Perdido. Perdido is definitely an area where you will run into military members out and about dressed in their full uniform. And you will definitely see military members in all the other niche areas scattered across the general Pensacola area. But in my experience, you will definitely run into military members out and about in their full uniforms more often in the Perdido area than anywhere else. All right, so that was the what and the where. Now let's go over the when. When should you move to Perdido? Well, you should move to Perdido as soon as you get PCS'd to NAS Pensacola. As I just mentioned, you will definitely run into a lot of military members out in the Perdido area, whether it's at the grocery store, at the bank, or you'll see them a lot of times going for ruck runs and exercising right here along Gulf Beach Highway. And the reason that you run into so many military members is because they live in the area. And the reason they live in the area is because they work in the area at NAS Pensacola. Why? Why should you move to Perdido? Well, you should move to Perdido if you want to live at the beach, but don't necessarily want to have to pay over $1 million for a 4-bed, 2-bath, 2,000 square foot home. In the Perdido area, you can easily buy a really nice 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,000 square foot plus home in a nice neighborhood for about $450,000. Now, you can definitely buy a $1 million plus home in the Perdido area, just like you can over in Pensacola Beach, but Pensacola Beach, you will not be able to find a 4-bed, 2-bath home for $450,000. It's just basically impossible. Now, these 4-bedroom, 2-bath homes, they won't necessarily be right on the beach, but in the Perdido area, you definitely get major beach vibes. And so for anyone who wants to live at the beach but doesn't have a $1 million budget, I would highly recommend that you move to the Perdido area. Buy a home for $450K and you still will definitely feel like you live at the beach. How is Perdido any different from Pensacola? Well, in my experience, Perdido kind of stands apart from the general Pensacola area. For one thing, like I just mentioned, you definitely will experience mega beach vibes in the Perdido area, even though you don't necessarily live at the beach. And here in the Pensacola area, you definitely do feel like you live close to the beach, but you're not necessarily gonna feel those Margaritaville, Jimmy Buffett, Kenny Chesney type vibes like you will over in the Perdido area. Here in downtown Pensacola, the east side of Pensacola, and really anywhere here on kind of the mainland of Pensacola, so to speak, you will feel a little bit more just kind of normal, local, like a regular. You know, you're gonna be not necessarily feeling like you're living on an island, experiencing island time on vacation. But if you live over in Perdido, for whatever reason, it definitely feels a little bit more laid back and a little bit more beachy. Whenever I take a trip over to the Perdido area, and it's really just about a 20 to 25 minute drive from downtown Pensacola, whenever I enter into the Perdido area, I really feel kind of like I'm on vacation, like I'm outside of Pensacola. All my problems in my regular life is left back at home in the Pensacola area. Now, I don't know, maybe if I lived in the Perdido area, I would no longer experience that, but it definitely feels like whenever I'm in Perdido, it definitely feels like I've entered into, you know, a new atmosphere. One that is filled with Jimmy Buffett, Kenny Chesney, laid back, you know, flip-flops, toes in the sand, drink in my hand, I'm sipping on a margarita, and I'm just enjoying the Florida lifestyle. So the way that Perdido is different from Pensacola is the fact that both areas aren't necessarily right there on the beach, but in Perdido, it definitely feels like you're in the beach, versus here in Pensacola, you're still kind of living that Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 work lifestyle. Who is driving growth in Perdido? NAS Pensacola is driving growth out in Perdido. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, the back gate to NAS Pensacola is located right there on Blue Angel Parkway. And so a lot of these civilian and military members who work at NAS Pensacola, they're gonna live in the Perdido area to capitalize on the short commute time. NAS Pensacola employs more than 20,000 military members and civilian personnel. So you can imagine that, 20,000 people, that's a lot of paychecks that go out on a Friday afternoon. And like I mentioned, a large percentage of those people are gonna live in the Perdido area. So, well, that's a lot of folks who live in the area spending money, circulating money in that hyper-local economy. Therefore, businesses are staying in business and restaurants are opening and other retailers and local small businesses are able to stay afloat and thrive in the Perdido area, predominantly due to NAS Pensacola. Sure, if NAS Pensacola, some of those businesses would still remain in operation, but a lot of them wouldn't. So when it comes to who is driving growth in the Perdido area, NAS Pensacola is definitely at the top of the list. And another large group of folks who are driving the growth out in Perdido are retirees moving to the area. As I just mentioned, the city of Pensacola, you do definitely feel like you are still living that Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 work lifestyle. But over in Perdido, like, you definitely feel like it's just a little bit more laid back. Given the fact that you have major beach vibes over in Perdido, that's gonna attract a lot of retirees who don't have to work anymore. Sure, you could always retire to Grayton Beach, Seaside, or Sandestin or something, but that's gonna cost quite a bit of money. And so if you're looking to retire to a beach town that is affordable, I would highly recommend the Perdido area to you. And another who worth mentioning in regards to the Perdido area that ties back into NAS Pensacola is going to be the Blue Angels. If you didn't already know, Pensacola is home to the Blue Angels, and they are stationed at NAS Pensacola, which is located in Perdido. And in my opinion, the Blue Angels are kind of like Pensacola's mascot. You can actually watch the Blue Angels practice if you visit the National Naval Aviation Museum located in NAS Pensacola as well. All right, so that is the Perdido area quickly explained in 10 minutes or less. Just to recap real quick, Perdido is an unincorporated community located on the westernmost edge of Escambia County. You definitely do experience major beach vibes in the Perdido area, even though you don't necessarily live right on the beach. You can live on the Perdido mainland, or you can live in Perdido Key. Perdido Key is going to be very, very, very close to the beach, and you can even buy a condo right there on the beach for $1 million plus. But in the Perdido mainland, or right there in Perdido Key, you can buy a pretty nice home for about $400 to maybe $600,000. And that is something that you just cannot find over in Pensacola Beach. In the Perdido area, you will run into a lot of military members and a lot of retirees as well. So if you are someone who is recently retired or is going to be retiring soon, and you have a lot of pride in country and want to live in a affordable beach town, I would highly recommend the Perdido area to you. All right, so that was Perdido explained in about 10 minutes or less. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end of this video. And if you got any value out of it, please go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button as well. And of course, if you are doing some house hunting out there on your own and you come across a property that you want to make an offer on, please reach out to me. I would love to be your agent. Or if you want to go ahead and get started on your house hunting and you want to immediately go ahead and start working with an agent, please reach out to me. What I can do is I can go ahead and get you added into my MLS system and have my MLS automatically funnel over any properties that fit your specific criteria. All we really have to do is just have an initial conversation, talk about what it is you're looking for in your home here in the Pensacola area, how many bedrooms, bathrooms, what's the minimum square footage that you're looking for, and then some other finer details like, do you want a backyard fence, 1-car garage or 2-car garage, some other things. But once I have that information, I can then go ahead and get you plugged into my MLS system, and then my MLS platform will automatically funnel over any properties that are currently available on market that fit your specific criteria, as well as any new properties that hit the market fitting your criteria. They'll get funneled over immediately as soon as they hit the market, which I think is a great tool to utilize, especially in this competitive, technologically driven marketplace that we're in. So anyway, again, thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to reach out to me, all of my contact information can be found in the comments section below the video, as well as in the description box below the video. Thank you again for watching the video, and we'll see you on the next one.